It's a fantastic family show. It's a Disney spectacular. Everyone's heard of Disney. Everyone's heard of Scrooge. It's the classic tale of the ghost visiting Scrooge to make him see the error of his ways and him turning himself around. We decided that we wanted to do something a little bit different. We have a beautiful theatre here, the Grand Opera House, which is special and unique to Northern Ireland. You won't find a theatre like this anywhere else apart from the West End. So to come into this theatre, we decided we wanted to do something a little bit more special. You can go down the route of using a traditional set, which we always do and have done in the past with our shows, but we wanted to do a little bit different because we've got ghosts in it and a lot of things happening. We thought we could take it that extra level and bring something out that the audience are not expecting to see. And I think we've really captured that with this. The reviews were a little bit worried at first by using a different technology. In the theatre there's a term called black box, which is just basically an empty stage, and that's what we have effectively. When the audience comes in, there's nothing to see, and then it all just happens and it keeps changing, and it's absolutely fantastic because it really draws the actors in. It's like watching a movie being filmed. That's the way I saw it, and the creative team envisioned it.
The technology, for a start, is the main thing. We've decided to go with computer-generated imaging this time. One of the reasons for that is that this particular show is terribly episodic in that 1 minute the script says you're in the street, the next minute you're in Cratchit's house or you're in Scrooge's bedroom. And to go seamlessly between those, we felt the best way to do this was through computer-generated imaging. The interesting thing is, some people think it's like the old back cloths you used to drop in, and of course that couldn't be further from the truth, because all of these images are animated, so that when we're in the London streets, it looks foggy. You've got gas lights flickering away, or we have Christmas trees with candles on them. So the image the audience is getting is one of kind of reality, really, rather than a painted cloth. So it's absolutely perfect for this particular show.
We're approached to do animation and create these interactive sets, and for us it was close to some of the projects we worked on before that we had a lot of experience in, but ultimately it was a new thing for Black North. We had to approach it in a slightly new way and create our own techniques for being able to produce this interactive content. We started the process by essentially modelling the Grand Opera House to get an understanding of the scale and the size and the proportions that were needed. And then we talked to the director, Wilfie, about what he wanted, the atmosphere, the tone that he wanted to create. And from there we started to pre-vis these scenes and scenarios and project things on this virtual environment.
Well, for a studio like ours, it was a completely new brief. So we normally deal with directors and producers with huge timelines, and then everything gets crunched as people go into filming and then later into post-production, where we come on board. But this was completely different. So Wilfrey and James, the director and producer, approached us probably about a year beforehand, and we did up the designs, as Chris was saying. But it really came down to this live show, which was something completely new for us. The auditorium or the opera house filling with people, a live audience. For the first time, we're going to see our own work on stage, and in that sense, it was a completely different experience and really rewarding.
The beauty of this is get in time and get out time. So you have the whole screens. All you got to do is put a screen up on projection. Your set is on a key drive, effectively, and it's high definition, so it gives you amazing effects, but it really massively reduces your get in time and your get out time. And also trucking, logistics, transport. You don't need big trucks for big sets. It hasn't got to come over from England, where people normally hire them from, and it just means that you can turn up in your car, get an AV specialist to come along. Most theatres would have a screen you can project on, and you just need projectors. So it's fantastic. So if you want to put on a show, for example, you could put on a show in here for a week, or tomorrow night we could do a show in the school hall and use a very small screen and be up and running instantly. So for a touring company, it would be fantastic. And for most amateur dramatic companies, it gives them the ability to go very lavish with no time.
It's interesting. It's not something that I've worked with before. I'm no stranger to the Opera House stage, but certainly something new. And I think that the audience so far have been exceedingly responsive to this new technology.
It's really exciting. For us as a chorus, we're a huge chorus, so it actually gives us more room on the stage, first and foremost. But I think visually the impact for the audience is just incredible. The speed at which the scenes can change, the candles, the fire, that it looks real. It gives a depth to this that is completely different for all of us. It's really exciting.
And what do you think of the show?
Personally, I've absolutely loved it, but part of the reason for that is because of the challenge of this particular role, but part of it is because of getting involved in something which is really quite groundbreaking for us, and that is the way that the set is done. It makes such a difference whenever you're flying through London and it actually is projected that London is behind you and you're flying on top of it rather than a static set. So it's wonderful. Sadly, from our point of view, we don't get to see it, but everybody I've spoken to has said we've created a magic.